Welcome back to another issue. I'm Beastie Boy.
I'm Table.
I'm Red.
And it is I, Shino Brando.
And in this issue, we follow the spider's web and present our picks for the Sinister Six.
All right, so I'm going to start us off, and I'm going to start us with the fact that Marvel fucking owes us. If y'all recall, back in yesteryear, or whenever Far From Home came out, the trailer for that movie teased Multiverse and then fucking lied to us. That is admittedly part of why I'm still a little suspicious of some of the multiverse shenanigans they're going into, because I don't believe them and I don't trust them. But what they did was they established Mysterio as a multiverse character, and I got all excited that it was going to turn out that he's pretending to be a hero from another dimension, and then it turns out that he's actually evil, and it's going to be a whole thing, and then it was just some guy with a projector and a speaker mounted on a flying Roomba or two for 20,000. Marvel, take it back. Do it again. Come on, this time for realsies. Also, Look, from a character perspective, putting Peter Parker up against Quentin Beck Mysterio again after he just ruined his fucking life, I think that'd be pretty funny. You'd get a real another chance at that. You took everything away from me. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hello?
Round two?
Or you could get a Mysterio that does know Spidey, but again, not this Spidey, and is like, all right, child, sure, let's fist fight. I hate you anyway.
I love punching high schoolers.
Yeah. So we all know Tom Holland is ever creeping out of the age range where he can pretend to be one of those.
Yeah,
it's okay. The man goes to college anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I believe we all have some potential opinions on where this movie could and perhaps should end. But I digress. I think doing a take two of Mysterio and either getting him slapped around immediately or having some very serious emotional moments would be fun. I think it'd be a good time.
I feel that. I feel like Mysterio should make a comeback again, and it makes sense because he is a member, and it does add up. So yeah, I could firmly sit behind and be like, oh yeah, okay. If they chose Mysterio, I'll be like, okay, cool. I could dig that. I accept it.
Easy pick, easy pull. They've already got the costume. Just throw him in there.
Yeah. I could dig that.
And you could pull like a Thor Ragnarok kind of thing, where you just cast literally anybody, like spin a big wheel and pick a Hollywood actor to be that Mysterio.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just throw, joke.
Yeah, just throw a dart and be like, "Oh, Brad Pitt, just play Mysterio for like a scene or two, cool," and then call it a day, right?
Exactly.
Whatever, do what you want. Yeah.
We also got teased at the end of Far From Home that, given that the technology is still out there and still kind of available, some of Quentin's like co-conspirators might step up to do weird shit again. And you know what? I'd be less impressed if it was them, but I'd let it slide.
Too Mysterio, too furious.
I don't know if you guys may know more than I, but has anyone else ever been Mysterio other than Quentin?
There has been one more Mysterio, but he wasn't that for very long.
Okay. Well, I mean, they could always pull that angle. I mean, not many people remember Scott Lang. They usually remember Hank Pym, but here we go. We have both of them, so it could happen.
I mean, no one even talks about the other guy, but that's because the other guy sucks.
Well, true enough.
Damn.
My honorable mention pick would be to throw in the best Sandman, which is to say William Baker.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I knew that would get Red's attention. Obviously, Neil Gaiman's Sandman is coming out in the next year sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it'd be really funny if the MCU also had a Sandman around the same time, except this guy is just the guy made of sand. He's just man who is Sandman.
Truly what he is.
I hate that.
Honestly, look, he played a filler role in the one movie he appeared in. Like, he turned up, got his shit rocked, and fucked off. That was it. That was his job.
That's all.
He can do that again. Marvel has not proven itself to me in terms of juggling characters. Sometimes they do a great job. Sometimes they do a really shit job. Therefore, having a Sinister Six and giving depth to all of them will be hard. It's going to be very, very difficult. And by choosing to have a throwaway character like Sandman, they make their lives a little bit easier. No one gives a shit about that guy, okay? No one. And if you were a Sandman stan, fight me in the comments.
God damn it.
Major fight.
You're gonna steal the Sandman search engine optimization right out from Neil Gaiman's shit?
Yes. I think that's right.
Hate.
That's the name of the game.
I think it'd be really funny.
And strategic.
Yeah. Marvel's all about the strats, the pro strats.
And bouncing off your point of Marvel not wanting to put that much work in and juggling characters, also Sony did all the work for Sandman already.
Yeah, everyone knows who that guy is. And Marvel will make him look better. Sony Sandman looked kind of cheesy. They did their best. Like, you know.
He sure made a decent action figure.
Yeah, but Marvel might actually be able to make him look good and spooky and upsetting. And yes, this is because I want a live action Clayface and I'll never get it. Okay, shut up.
I hear you.
One could only dream one day. But those are some hot picks. Nice picks, though. Nice picks. Hot picks.
Thank you. Thank you. Beastie, you said you had some stuff for us as well?
Oh, yes. I have one, especially a Goblin member. But not
Goblin?
But not the Goblin that we're all thinking about. I'm bringing the Hobgoblin. Now, people are wondering, like, why would you bring the Hobgoblin? There's already going to be the Green Goblin. Here's the thing, and here's the possible theory, right? So it could be that we get the Green Goblin, like Norman Osborn per se, like Willem Dafoe original. Bless him for, being the original movies. But at the same time, two different things could happen. It could be that we get him in the movie again somehow, but unless they're pulling him from the Tobey Maguire universe, he did already die. So like,
and here's another thing: he's appearing in Moon Knight, so I don't think they're gonna make him double cast.
He's busy.
They could though. That's the thing. They could have just used him for a little bit and then thrown away his character for just a quick moment.
I don't know. With a lot of children fans too, that might confuse the shit out of them. So I don't think they'll
contrary
do that.
to that, Loki has set up Kang and already gave him a different name, and it wouldn't seem unlikely to tie all that in too. So having the same actor playing the same kind of character in two different spaces right now isn't far from what Marvel could do.
I guess not. No, but I mean, it's just the timing of it all. It's just very off because like he's literally gonna show up in Moon Knight and then that movie, or vice versa. I don't know, but I mean, sure. Anything
again,
can happen.
it is a loose theory. It's dependent on whatever they decide to do with the actor, and that's all in that, right? So because the thing is, we got the laugh of the original Green Goblin, but there was also a possible theory, and even the actor himself of Ned Leeds, which is Jacob Bolton, was like, "Oh, I'd be interested to play as a Hobgoblin." And I bring to you the Hobgoblin because that would be an interesting pull. Now, why do I say Hobgoblin? Because multiverse.
Okay.
What happens once the Doctor Strange messes up with the whole multiverse situation? Some older version of Ned comes into this universe. Tom Holland's version of the universe. Peter might not realize it's another version. So he's just wondering, why does he seem familiar, but I'm not getting Peter Tingle going off. And it's going to be someone that he's familiar with, but he won't recognize until the mask is off.
I hear you. Okay.
We could have him, and especially with Jacob Bolton looking a lot thinner these days. Like, this boy's looking built since recently, and for this movie too. So,
and all you'd really have to do is CGI his face onto somebody else's body, and that's not hard.
That too. So we could just get him a new suit, per se, a villainous role, cackling laugh, and then
put a sock on his head, call it a day.
I was gonna say a robe around his face, but yeah, that too.
Now here's my thing with that though, because marketing is a bitch, right?
Yeah.
And especially with shit like this, I'm not too sure they would introduce a Hobgoblin before a Green Goblin in the MCU. I think these guys are trying to go by tradition to kind of introduce this shit, even though they're going kind of I think by MCU standards, they're going chronological by even villain appearances too. So in Spidey's movies, so far he's taken on Vulture, and I think Vulture was one of his first main enemies, initial run. So I think they're going in some type of order, except for No Way Home, where I guess they're just fast forwarding shit. But with the goblins, Hobgoblin comes way later. So I don't know if they would introduce Hobby before OG Gobby, but I mean, again, anything can happen here, so I mean, sure, why not?
And again, like I said, they could randomly just pull him in after they bring in Norman Green Goblin version, and I don't know, they could play something with a plot, but again, that would be a little bit too much.
No, I feel that because my thing is MCU survives not only by the movies, but they survive on merch. And kids love toys, and so do adults like myself, right?
Like myself, yes. Yeah.
Great. And I can tell you right now, you can circulate stuff behind No Way Home and be like, well, here's a Hobgoblin action figure, and be like, we'll be like, okay, we'll get it. But then if you were to give me Green Goblin, I can tell you that shit would have to be pre-ordered because everybody's gonna go gun for that. So for me, marketing's a thing. I can't see them pushing Hobby before Green Goblin. But again, I'm not in the MCU. Anything can happen. They can do whatever they
Mhm.
want. So
It's a
sure.
potential choice. That's
Yeah.
how I'm looking at it. Because like
Yeah.
the only person that they've actually physically shown and let alone confirmed that they're casting is going to be Jamie Foxx's Electro. They did confirm Willem Dafoe, right? Or
Doc
was he just
Ock
mentioned?
was literally seen in the trailer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Alfred Molina.
So we have
he's the
those
main
guys,
attraction.
right?
Yeah, he's the main
Right.
one.
I mean, just as a loose thread, if like somehow Ned Leeds is like somehow into it, or maybe even end credit thing of like a multiverse situation.
We'll
Oh,
see.
I'm not sure.
We'll see. There was clamoring for Green Goblin in the MCU. It's like when they redid the Batman stuff, Christopher Nolan stuff, right? And he did the first movie by giving us Ra's al Ghul and like Scarecrow. Everybody's just like, well, whatever. But then you cock tease us with a Joker card. But then you come up with the second movie and that shit blows shit out the water, right? So I don't know. It's just the third movie in a franchise series right now, and I don't think they would skip out on the Green Goblin. Is my my point of view on that.
My other thought on that is notoriously, third Spider-Man movies haven't been very good. And the more you give that movie to juggle, the more it starts to look like a certain other Spider-Man 3.
Right.
Now, this is ignoring the fact that Marvel's got an entire legion of team making sure that we got continuity right. But I just feel that movie's going to be weighed heavily down with whatever we throw at it.
Yeah, that's my perspective on it too. Just seems like there's a lot going on, so I don't know.
I raise the one situation. Why not both? No, I'm joking.
Understood. No,
Yeah.
truly, honestly.
I'm not opposed to that either. I mean, why the fuck not?
I mean, I'm always here for friend on friend violence. That's funny. Even if Multiverse Peter did like fuck over this Ned Leeds in some way, leading to him becoming Hobgoblin, that'd be interesting. On the
It'd
other
be a good play,
hand,
yeah.
I do want to see Baby Eater Green Goblin on screen.
Jesus.
Understood. You want to see Spider-Man Into the Dark. I get it.
Look, we've discussed before. There are two Green Goblins. Fuck the guy with explosive pumpkins for some reason, and a guy who will literally eat your children.
Oh my god.
I've been in a horror mood lately. I would love to see the second, but it's unlikely. So if I had to pick between the pumpkin juggler and a Ned Leeds Hobgoblin, I'd actually rather see the Ned Leeds Hobgoblin. But I do kind of agree that it's less likely we'll get that. This Peter's life has already been ruined, so...
Plus, we haven't had an Osborn mentioned yet in this version.
Yeah, we don't even know if Oscorp exists.
Or like a version of it per se, too.
Actually, no, Oscorp does exist. I believe it's been shown in background, but other than that, nothing else.
Yeah, I think just like the smallest of hints would be like, that's right there, but you didn't see it.
That's the thing. They've shown spots, but they haven't shown them. I mean, like, Peter's literally a fucking asset. That's Norman's money running around, fucking swinging around doing shit in Germany and shit. Like, he's gonna want that back. I'm telling you, man.
Bring me my Spider-Man. Like,
yeah.
I think it'd be just interesting to see both versions. Again, like as Sheena mentioned, the original Norman Osborn, like Willem Dafoe, would be amazing to just see him replay his original character. But at the same time, it being a new chance of like, oh, what could we do with more of the other characters of this rogue gallery per se for Spider-Man? So
plot twist: James Franco is the Green Goblin in this movie. Interesting pull. I mean, it's not far-fetched because I mean, we have an actor already there. We have a character's name already established. I mean, we have a pumpkin bomb featured in this trailer. So I mean, shit, sure, why not?
Possibly
anything can happen in a fucking multiverse, man. Well, I guess that brings it to me. And so my pick is probably the newest addition to the whole squad. He was first featured in a free comic book day in a Spider-Man issue, and then weaved his way into actual lore, and then made himself really known in Sony's PS4 Spider-Man game. I bring Mr. Negative, Martin Lee. And the only reason why I bring this up is because in the trailer, Feast is featured off in the background. So part of me says we may just get a whole new villain for this movie, plus already established villains or the running around of the multiverse as it is. And so I think Mr. Negative is a good choice in that fact that like he can already be an established villain in a multiverse where Peter hops to and he's just there, right? Just for shits and giggles. Again, we've established that anything can happen here. And I just think Mr. Negative is a cool ass villain altogether.
Just to hop on to that too, with especially like from seeing the black suit, black and gold suit from the trailer, that was like I think suggested to be like a suit made with Doctor Strange or one of them. That could be part of why or how he's per se jumping from place to place. He could have been already. Right. So he could be already now into like one of the like other universes, and he's just running around. And Feast is one of the places that's in the universe. So therefore, Mr. Negative somehow follows Peter into the main, and then Yada yada. We got a new
Be
villain.
there. Sure, exactly, right? Just hopping around and facing a new villain you never even met before, but like he already knows you because you're a Spider-Man in his universe. Bam. We have something already going on
If
there.
I may, I believe it's the Morbius trailer, or one of the very first Morbius trailers, where the Spider-Man PS4 version shows up already.
On a poster, saying guilty, right? Murder or something like that.
And
so,
seeing as Sony's building a whole thing, it's not far out of the question that Marvel is just going to like graze that a little bit with a couple characters.
it's a good way to introduce him in, just for the sake of giving us a Spider-Man's rogues gallery, the library that it is, right? And I mean, like, why not? It's about time we kind of get a bit more Asian rep on screen anyways, and Shang-Chi kind of proved that fact, so I mean, why not? And I brought to you some good choices for this guy. So, first one can actually be his actual actor from the actual game. Stephen O. Young is actually known for doing a lot of stunt work, and he actually has acting chops too, so you might as well just let him reprise the fucking role.
Just come here and do some stuff for us, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Familiar face, and he knows what to do with the role, so.
Get in the suit with the bubbles on it. We're going to CGI you.
Exactly. We're going to do it again. He's like, I'm already used to this. I thought he was fantastic. I didn't know that he was
Great.
I thought it was like a whole different actor, and they just kind of like mapped a face on him, but it's actually all him. He played himself the entire game through. So he did the mocap, he did the voice acting, everything. So I mean, he literally is Martin Lee, so you might as well just bring him back to play it. But you see, I also have two other people on the audition block, though. So if you kind of want to bring an established name to the character, right, and kind of bring more star power to your bill, you kind of choose Donnie Yen if you want, right? You could choose Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen's played gangster before. He's played bad guy before, and he's scarily good at it. Now that he's really grasped onto the English language, like he's really good at it now, so he can really come and bust down some lines and really just, be a really good addition to that cast. And if you don't want to use Donnie Yen, though, and I mean, even though this young guy didn't have a good time in his first solo outing, because I mean, Snake Eyes is a yawner, but Henry Golding is actually fairly good too. Another great physical actor. He does his own stunt work as well, and he can act. And if you haven't seen him in Crazy Rich Asians, I mean, check him out. He could literally be a Martin Lee if he wanted to. So those are some choices.
Now I need to go play the Spider-Man PS4 again. Thank you.
No problem. That was my top pick. I do have one micro honorable mention, and it's going to not be long at all, but for shits and giggles, Mark Wahlberg as Hydro Man, because Hydro Man sucks and Mark Wahlberg would eat that up.
Bro, and already having done Hydro Man in merch from the other movie, be like, haha, this one's like Namor levels of water bending. I give you that. That was good.
Thank you. And that's me, folks.
All right. Strap the fuck in.
Okay.
Because not only am I about to make Eminem fucking piss his pants by saying a name so many times, I'm about to blow your fucking brains.
Did you say strap in or strap on?
Strap on.
I don't know which one's goopier.
Bad answer.
My pick is the one, the only, some people's goopy husband, Venom.
Lord himself.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly. So there's only one Venom to pick from, right?
Wow.
And it's Tom Hardy's, which starts to explain why both those movies are rated PG-13. Because this way, if you were to circle back and Marvel wanted to show some promo for a little bit of them, they're not pointing to a rated R movie anymore. So that's why Carnage, which it outright should have been rated R, but I digress. And also, Sony's already building their live-action verse anyway, with the Kraven movie in the works. Morbius will come out eventually, and Venom. Cementing things even fucking further, Tom Hardy has already been seen wearing a Spider-Man No Way Home crew hat, and the only way you get that is by A, knowing somebody, or B, being on set.
And the picture was quickly deleted off his account, but the internet already had it circulating, so it's already out there.
To add to all of that, since advanced screeners have been shown for Venom 2, we're playing with Carnage this time, the end credit scene for Venom 2 has already been spoiled.
Oh no.
I have avoided that, and you will not spoil me for it now.
Here's what I will do.
Okay.
For those that want the spoiler, pause the video in 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. So, any child of the 90s knows that when they want to make Venom dangerous to Spidey, Marvel can and will. And, to paraphrase someone we're already watching in Marvel, follow me and ponder the question, why not?
What if?
That's my main pick. Just too many, 1 + 1 is starting to equal 4 at this time. So,
Be happy to see Venom in this film, just because he's always a good time. and symbiote shenanigans are neat and funky. And again, MCU PD is in no way prepared for them, and that'll be funny. On the other hand, though, it'd be a little odd to see him across properties like that, like franchise to franchise. Well, but I won't complain.
Sony and Kevin Feige have come out and said Spider-Man is a very unique character with his ability to be able to jump from franchise to franchise.
He's just that sellable, yes.
They're already riding on that point. Why not just set it up in your big multiverse movie anyway?
True enough. Might as well just make it happen now.
Right? I have an honorable mention, and y'all are going to have to excuse some crackpot energy here.
Go ahead.
Motherfucking Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
Go on. All
right, so Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you have this.
Having interacted with Mephisto before in everybody's favorite story, One More Day.
It's a lie and you know it.
Sure do. The only reason I bring him up is because, A, the internet's not letting go of Mephisto now that WandaVision introduced us to him. But WandaVision didn't do it. It was the fans and people that thought they read comics for a hot second. They were like, Mephisto. And then they were wrong. At this point in time, I'm just covering my own ass.
Weren't there people being weird about Mephisto in regards to Loki to a much lesser extent as well?
Yep. The only one that he hasn't been like playing with is Falcon Winter Soldier, and because he's not got no place there. But think about it this way. In the book One More Day, Doctor Strange tries to help Peter with the death of Aunt May and casts a spell to help him. And then it doesn't work.
It sure fucking does not.
Yeah, Peter doesn't get the outcome that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we playing One More Day the movie, and I'm already a little bit distressed about that. Let's say Mephisto turns up, okay? We get your Satan, not Satan. What are you expecting this Peter Parker to trade in exchange for his anonymity?
I'm glad you asked. Spider-Man's grief for the death of Tony Stark.
Good, get rid of it, fuck him.
Oh, God.
And, of course, because he's a big CGI character, he needs a voice, right? My voice, Tim Curry.
Unfortunately, Tim Curry can no longer act anymore, my friend.
Oh?
Yeah, no, I don't know if you heard, but his health has not been great.
That's unfortunate.
Oh,
well. But through WandaVision Easter eggs, What If's Doctor Strange episode making Doctor Strange look extra devilish, the entire movie's focusing around One More Day, Hell, the place from Thor 3, not having a ruler because Surtur got blown up during Ragnarok, and it's definitely going to be a Faust deal anyway. Motherfucking Mephisto.
I would prefer Mephisto stay in his little box of stupid shit. But we've already gotten this far. So you know what? Maybe that box gets opened.
Now, here's my thing. I've pulled up a list of Sinister Six members. Went digging deep for names. And you know who's not there? Mephisto. But I'm going to let you have that one. Just because. I know you want to get that out there. I understand, man. But for me, I believe Mephisto's going to probably be saved for Doctor Strange's movie with Wanda and all that. I have a feeling for that. For me, it just feels like the setting makes more sense. I just can't see him in this film being of any use. I honestly think the MCU is going to play up on the fact that Doctor Strange just kind of fucked up.
And my theory, stemming from a little bit of fan culture, is that Doctor Strange that we've seen is the one from What If.
You mean Bug Boy?
Bug Boy.
I have little interest in Bug Boy. He should be in the shame orb. The shame ball. This is where bad boys go. Look at this, the biggest idiot in the multiverse. Here he is, in this little ball.
I understand.
That would be great, though. That would be neat, and it'd be a cool tie-in. But I equally like the idea of Bug Boy Doctor Strange being a little snow globe on the Watcher's desk for the rest of eternity. And anytime anyone goes, what's that? He's like, oh, this is the biggest moron I've ever met.
Oh, my God.
This guy really fucked up. And I watched it, but he did it anyway.
And I liked the shit out of it. I watched it 4 times.
It's a good episode, I give you that.
Wow.
And mostly because I just love watching Doctor Strange own hubris bite him in the ass.
Well, what a good roster. We got a Rhino, Electro, an Octopus, a Vulture, a Lizard, and Mephistopheles. Like, just out of nowhere, just the devil. That's a member. Right. I mean,
Satan.
I can dig it.
Straight up Satan.
Just, yeah. I want the Gibbon for MCU. That's my thoughts.
Gibbon?
The Gibbon.
Oh, Spidey's really going to go to the zoo, huh?
Yeah.
Stiltman for MCU. Anyway.
And Lady Stiltman.
But I think
Wow.
that's the roster we've got here.
Hey,
That's the
Beastie,
roster.
if people wanted to find more spectacular, amazing web of adventures from us, where would they find us?
Nice.
They would have to be super and subscribe to our channel, which you can tune in on every Wednesday. And you can also swing by and watch a stream on Thursdays and Mondays on twitch.tv/NerdCrusade. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for updates, or join our Crusader chat in Discord by checking our link tree in the description. You can download any previous episodes or listen on your mobile device through Anchor.fm or search Nerd Crusade on your favorite podcast app. And thanks for joining us, and until next time, fellow Crusaders.
Final theory: Tom Holland's Spider-Man dies because he's getting too old to play a teenager. He gets replaced by Miles Morales. To be continued.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, go ahead and button mash a thumbs up. If you want to swing by when we have a new video, web up the sub button. Oh, and while you're at it, hit the bell to be notified by...